If you've been following my channel, you know obviously that I do emphasize on arbitrage trading on centralized exchanges, how they are so profitable. So if you basically spend the rest of the week doing arbitrage trading on Binance or Bybit or pretty much any centralized exchange you want to use, you get to realize that after the end of the week, at least you should make up to 10% if you can apply this simple strategy I'm about to show you in this video. Matter of fact, so work with me, let me show you how to do it. So first thing first, we will need to spot this opportunity, and in order to spot this opportunity we will need to use a particular strategy. Okay, and the strategy I usually use in spotting this opportunity is pretty very simple. Let me quickly show you that. Open up your browser. I want to keep this video pretty very straightforward, as simple as it will sound, so that you can get to know how it works. There are various ways to go about doing this, but me personally, I do stick to the one that works majority of the time, which is the one I'm about to show you now. So let's quickly search for Solana tokens on coinmarketcap.com. You can also apply this to Ethereum token on coinmarketcap.com, because there are various ecosystems on coinmarketcap. We have the Bitcoin, in particular we have Ethereum ecosystem, we have Solana, we have the Binance ecosystem. There are a bunch of ecosystems you could do your research about, but Solana is the one that is popping right now. That's the more reason I'm sticking to Solana ecosystem. So click on the second result shown there after making that quick search there. So we are going to be picking any one at all in doing this. There is not like an objective reason in picking them. Just pick any one with a decent volume. Okay, and that's the more reason I'm going to pick any one. And let me show you how to do this, so that way we can get to result profit in a very short interval. Because matter of fact, you all know the aim of arbitrage is all about buying crypto on a particular currency that is trading lower, then you simultaneously sell it higher on another currency. That's how you make your money precisely, and as straightforward as that. Let's go for this one called Jupiter. So on Jupiter, as you can see, when we click on it, you get to realize that the coin is being traded on a majority of these exchanges. Let me show you the exchanges now. Simply by heading over to market section, you get to realize that it is being traded on Binance, Bybit, Coinbase, we have Bitgate, we have Gate.io, we have KuCoin and the likes. But we are sticking to Bybit for the aspect of this tutorial. Keep in mind it is applicable to pretty much any centralized exchange you want to use, but I'm going to be sticking to Bybit. So on Bybit, you get to realize that the volume is over 2 million on Bybit, generally on that JUP USDT, which is pretty good. We are looking for a higher volume when it comes to this. So let's quickly head on to Bybit and let me show you how to utilize this information real quick, so that way we can get to make a little profit. Because in arbitrage, you know, since it is kind of like a fast situation, we do not hold a coin for a longer time, we cannot be expecting much. We should be expecting like 5 to 7%, or even as low as 3 to 2% in most cases, because we do not hold it for a longer time. So that's the more reason it is less risky, and the profit outcome is also pretty low. So let's search for JUP, and as you can see, this coin is being traded on a bunch of price. We have the JUP USDC, we have the JUP USDT. So as you can see, if you should look closely, there is a little price differences between this one and this one. So how about we buy here and sell on this USDC? As simple as that. But let's first of all check on the USDT. So let me quickly transfer some funds to my unified trading account. This will be used in doing all of this. So the funds is on funding. Let me quickly send in like let's use about 35, and then I'll click on transfer. It is now available. You can choose to set in a limit order. I prefer using limit order to set in most cases, so I can get to buy it at the most cheapest price possible. So when you are setting your limit order to buy, your attention should be on the green section. You are paying attention to the green section precisely. So we should put our price within this value shown on the green section. But if you do not want to wait any much longer, it's always advisable to buy it with the current market price. This will now make it very easy, such that you will not need to wait any much longer. So let's click on buy there. After clicking on buy, you get to realize that it was executed. Then the second currency, which is the USDC, is what we are going to be selling it for. And the way we sell it for is simple. You still have to head back to that coinmarketcap. Precisely this time around, we are looking for the USDC, because that's the one we'll be selling it on at a much higher price, as it was traded at a much higher price when we look it up. So let me go back to the third one. We should find that USDC. Here we go. So this one, as you can see, the minus deb is about 6,000 on this one, and the plus deb is about 4,000, which clearly signify that this strategy has been made, because the strategy says whenever the minus 2% is higher than the plus 2% in any cryptocurrency at any given time, it is a clear sign that the coin is primed to go up in a very short interval by 2%. So it can clear off the liquidity there before probably heading towards its initial direction, if I should put it that way. So now what we are going to do is that we are going to also join alongside with the liquidity, such that if the market heads towards triggering the liquidity, we are all going to get included. And the way you join alongside with the seller, such that if the market goes up, it will trigger your liquidity as well alongside with them, alongside the 6,000. You need to place your order 2% above the current value now. So if the value now is about 0.1747, you have to place your sell limit order 2% above that price. As simple as that. So that's what I'm going to show you now with my calculator. Let me show you how to place that sell limit order. For me, I do prefer going for like 7% or 8%. In the mentorship group, we went for I think that was about 8 to 9%, and it got trigger. Like matter of fact, I sent out that signal precisely to the mentorship students. It really got trigger in a very short interval. So that's what I'm saying. This strategy can even go as high as 15% in most cases. It all lies on the condition of the market at that given time. Okay, but first let us head on to Bybit. We will need to determine the value we got it for. Remember, we use market order. So the market order did not give us a specific price at which they'll be buying it for us. So it was based off of an assumption. So we should now determine the value based off of the history. So let's head on to the trading history at the bottom lower there. We should now check the history, and the price they got it for was 0.1756. 1756. So that was the price they got it for us. So now we know that price 1.1756. So that should be 5%. Let me go for 5% times 0.1756. That should give us this price. Then we now click on plus 0.1756. That should give us a selling price of 0.1843. And we should now head on to Bybit and place in a sell limit order, this time around using limit order and we are going to sell it for an higher amount. Stick around, there's something I still want to talk about, so you'll not get to mislead all of this. And as you can see, we should make about, I think we started about 36, we should make up to $2 there approximately. So let's see how long this will take. This will take probably less than few minutes, or probably like an hour, but if this should take up to 2 weeks, cancel the trade, anything 2 weeks. So let us wait for the magic to happen. It will happen in no time, and I will let you all know. So in the meantime, and that'll be all for now, I will get you all back.
So apparently, after a couple of hours, the trade was successfully executed and we retained that 5% profit. So that's the more reason I told you initially that the execution time do differ. Sometimes it can take probably like less than 1 hour or thereabout, but in some scenarios it can take longer, so it all lies on the condition of the market at that given time. But anyways, keep in mind this is not a financial advice. Crypto trading in general is subjected to a whole lot of risks, so you should know how much you're willing to put in there. And my mentorship is still ongoing. If you want to get access to my mentorship, comment arbitrage in the comment section. I'm going to send you a link to my mentorship group so that you can learn how to do all of this in more detailed way. In some days we do live trade as well. So that'll be all for now. I'll catch you all later. Peace out.